advanced yoga is incredibly difficult, but that's for another discussion. Rodef Shalom Synagogue. Waiting for that race. I can't believe how quiet it is. It is 7:30 that it starts. Oh, 7:30 it starts. 7:32. So normally, because it's raining, a lot of people might not be out. This section, of course, isn't as popular for people to come out. Let's see, 5 miles. The fastest person was doing around 5-ish minute miles. That's incredibly fast, you know, for most people, I believe. So you'd have to be like sprinting, I guess. So, you know, it would take like a half hour to get down to the 5-minute mark. Of course, they would start with wheelchair folks, handicapped, disabled, what have you, however it works. So, it's Divine Lorraine up here. So I walked all the way up here for Yoga Habit, or I took my scooter. I got a scooter at one point because I also had work in South Philly, so I would work at the yoga studio, and then I would have to go, you know, up on Fairmount. Then I would have to go get all the way down to Seigel Street near the Bach Bar in South Philadelphia. You'd think it was a joke, you know. You're like, oh my God, is there some sadistic plan at work to earn, you know, meager dollars? So say you get trapped. Like, a lot of people feel trapped when they work at certain places, but say you're trapped and harassed and it's a joke and a game, and they have you like, right, oh wait, I've been there. They have you running all over the city from one end to the other. And unless someone else came in to say, let's see how far these people are willing to go so we can expose them and report them to the CIA and the FBI and Homeland Security. Studebaker. Studebaker. If you know someone named Stu, was he a baker? Candlestick maker? They had to fix it really quick. So candlestick seems okay as if you were lit in a good way, awakened. Of course, Studebaker's car, right? Old time car, just like the Packard. So who's at the wheel? You know, Tesla, Ford, you know, Packard, GE, General Motors, GM, Studebakers. What happens when you bake people? Are you a pastry maker or a pizza maker? So some people actually use these words in code form. So Divine Lorraine. I would worry about that. What if you actually had to work while you're running around the city earning, like, you know, meager dollars by a bunch of sadistic people who thought it was funny to do this, and then you had to buy a scooter just to, you're like, well, I'm gonna have to invest in a scooter, so that's minus, you know, $200 or whatever you get a cheap one. The little tiny electric Kickstarter ones. Here's a Divine Lorraine, totally refurbished. Used to be sort of run down. I guess it would be crack hotel-ish in the day. They would consider it, I guess. We had one down in the neighborhood too called the Parker. Now it's like a not a Marriott, but anyway, I'll think of it later. I can picture it, but it won't come out, so someone doesn't want me to bring it up. But anyway, oh, they have church, yeah, on the big screen there. So anyway, Studebaker, pizza maker. right, say you're trapped, and it could be argued if you're harassed to death and scared and terrorized and everything else while being stuck in a matrix, say like of dog walking. It could be any job. It could be a post office or whatever. And people are on purpose hired because either they're the opposite personalities, all of them, and maybe all of them are puppeted to harass all day long and play games. So the person targeted would be bound to kind of go ballistic, you know what I mean? So anyway, so say that were happening and then a whole bunch of family members passed away or could be seen as being killed off, and then you started worrying, like, technically, what if there's not that many people left? I come from a very small group, so I didn't have kids, and there you go, you know, that's, you know, we're kind of on the mild side, so, you know, for world domination efforts, it wouldn't be that big of a win unless you count everything as a win. But technically, when you live in a city, you see how big the world is, and you realize it really doesn't happen a complete changeover, but one way or the other, either which way. But anyway, we have the Met up here. So I walked from South Street or Bainbridge, and we're up here on Parish. Of course, if you take out one R, parish is death. Your perishables, you know. Or I guess this would be the church parish, P-A-R-R-I-S-H. I actually worried about this because someone else who's married to a cousin of mine works for a real estate company. That's the parish division. This is in another state of Florida, like the parish office or whatever. And I started to wonder if they were part of the system. Anyway, there were people who passed away in a big ugly way near Parish Street, this street, but further west, in fact on Ogden, a whole bunch of people passed away at Christmas time. I think it was 2021 Christmas, and they were just north of Parish Street, but way over west. Christmas tree caught on fire, a whole bunch of kids died, whole family. Oddly, they lived half a block, like quarter of a block away from a facility that has smokestacks. I don't think the smokestacks are still in use, because it's an old facility and it might have been taken over by a different company, but they don't use the smokestacks. But do you see what I mean? The symbology, or is there something to that? Is that like a system? Never live near smokestacks, I guess, just in case. Like, I would wonder. I mean, a lot of people live up in that area, but what is it? Even worse, and this is a weird conspiracy theory. This was around Christmas. I started to get a whole bunch of hot chocolate. I'm being serious. A whole bunch of hot chocolate videos kept popping up on my YouTube channel, on my YouTube pages, like home pages. And I was like, I didn't even look up hot chocolate, so I'm kind of curious what was feeding